The chair recognizes the senator from Lincoln, Senator Dow.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise because I can do no other. We've talked about cheating death. But I come from a world where cheating death is a regular thing. A world of biblical understanding. A world where the cross and the resurrection cheats death every day. And I come from a world that understands from biblical principles that we're born into this world for special occasions and special reasons, and that life is not easy. It's a struggle, and the whole biblical record speaks about this struggle which we go through every day from life until death. And death also is probably the hardest struggle of all. But nowhere in the readings that I do does it say that life is not precious enough that we should take it early, that we should not fight to the last breath to keep our dignity of life. I can do no other than believe these principles. I'd have to be convinced through the arguments of Scripture that it would be different. I know that death is difficult for many people. And death can be painful. Or death can come sudden and quick. But death is much a part of this life as anything. But I believe that regardless of everything we suffer in this life or suffer going through our process of death, that we have hope. The word hope is not a verb that Paul uses. Paul speaks of hope as a noun. Hope for Paul is absolute certainty that what God has begun, He will finish. And in my world, He did finish through the death and resurrection of Christ. I cannot conform to the patterns of this world. That is a major idea and words of Christ Himself. So I must stand here today and oppose this bill unless I am convinced by the words and arguments of Scripture. I cannot support. And in the words of Martin Luther, "Here I stand, I can do no other."